CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Connor Hogg.
Good evening. Edmonton's downtown bar and restaurant scene is losing some prominent places. Multiple businesses say they're closing for good. CTV's Curtis Goodrum caught up with some of the owners to find out why.
Construction, a common sight in downtown Edmonton. One of the reasons the owner of Greta says he's closing his bar.
They need to expedite the projects that are reducing access to the downtown core.
He says while sales are strong at Greta's 3 other Canadian locations, downtown Edmonton is no longer viable for businesses.
Downtown Edmonton, from an investment, from a return, is the single worst out of all of them.
It's near impossible. I think that the reason why we have decided not to continue to re-sign our leases and move forward is because we don't believe in our city supporting us for the next 5 or 10 years.
Chris Harvey used to own a nightclub and restaurant downtown. He believes the culture of downtown could take 20 to 30 years to rebuild.
They don't care about us, our businesses, our jobs, our culture, or our community. And we just have to accept that no matter what they say, they don't actually mean it. They don't want us here.
Another downtown restaurant, Kanzana, says it had to close its restaurants earlier this month due to construction.
This was something that had to close. Maybe in the future we can, bring something back. But at this moment, downtown is not a place anybody wants to be.
Kanzana owners say they can't operate downtown because their restaurant is almost inaccessible.
Is potentially a lawsuit, or are you just kind of exploring that?
It's being considered, yes.
There has certainly been, sort of a perfect storm of construction projects that couldn't be delayed or put off.
O'Damon councillor Ann Stevenson says she has tried to pass motions to give businesses some relief, but it hasn't received enough support from other councillors.
Legislation has consistently reinforced that municipalities aren't liable for the impacts of their construction projects.
These restaurateurs say they need to see change before coming back to the core. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News, Edmonton.
The Northern Tornadoes Project says there were actually 2 tornadoes that touched down in the Rocky Mountain House area on Saturday. That's on top of a tornado that hit near Robb, south of Edson, on Friday. As CTV's Amanda Anderson reports, the wet weather is likely the reason behind Alberta's most active tornado season in a decade.
It's not like what you see in the movies. It's very, very more real than what a person could imagine. Yeah, it was way too close for comfort.
Justin Evernden captured the tornado touching down about 10 kilometers from where he was working near Robb, Alberta.
It was quite large, and you could see it kicking up the dirt and the trees and everything else from where I was at. So basically, I jumped in my truck and tried to get out of there.
He says it caused significant damage at an oil field site before heading through a valley. 24 hours later, this was in Rocky Mountain House, where not 1 but 2 tornadoes touched down.
It's pretty rare to have what we call twin tornadoes. It's a result of a process known as supercell cycling.
Both given an EF2 rating by the Northern Tornadoes Project. The first tornado that hit the south end of town left a path of destruction about 7.5 kilometers long and 1 kilometer wide. The second, that started nearby and traveled to the Codner area, was 10.6 kilometers long and 600 meters wide.
The first one it's not necessarily an anomaly in our database, but it was incredibly wide, whereas the second tornado was more typical in terms of the length to width ratio there.
At least 50 structures were damaged along both tornado tracks. The Northern Tornadoes Project says our soggy summer is likely behind such an active season.
That moisture is just fuel for thunderstorms. That's creating more thunderstorms and thus more tornadoes.
Alberta has now had 27 tornadoes, 4 more than 2019, the most active season in the past decade. The average is anywhere from 15 to 20. The season and the risk are far from over.
Put as many walls between you and the tornado as possible when you get a tornado warning.
Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The county of Thorhild has declared a state of agricultural disaster because of flooded farmland. Strathcona County is also dealing with the fallout of the relentless rain, asking the province for help with emergency repairs. CTV's Nermanisa reports.
Our community received a record amount of rainfall, a once-in-a-century storm.
Strathcona County is dealing with the fallout from June's record rainfall.
Due to this natural disaster, we had infrastructure that washed out, resulting in roads being submerged for large lengths of time, road closures, lane closures, bridge culvert washouts, road washouts, and near failure of critical infrastructure that cannot be left in its current state.
During Tuesday's council meeting, councillors agreed to ask the province for emergency funding. The county estimates repairs to damaged infrastructure will cost more than $16 million.
Under this program, there are various funding streams that can be accessed, which includes emergency response, private essential and restoration, so that's home and small business, restoring public infrastructure, and relief and recovery efforts.
Another jurisdiction dealing with severe flooding is Thorhild County, northeast of Edmonton. It's declared an agricultural state of emergency.
We had rain after rain, and many producers were not able to get their seeding completed because of the short windows that they had. And since then, certainly localized flooding.
The county's Reeve says while the declaration doesn't come with government funding, it will bring awareness.
Our goal is to have, as council, is to see our county prosper, and a major part of that is our agriculture, right? So for sure, when our producers are hurting, we definitely feel it.
The province says it offers programs for producers, including crop insurance and protections against natural disasters. Naram Nisa, CTV News, Edmonton.
Edmonton police will soon be able to take intoxicated people off the streets and keep them at a new facility for up to a day to sober up. The 18-bed integrated stabilization center will be inside police headquarters. It's part of a $30 million announcement by the province bolstering addiction services. CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports.
Before his announcement, Addictions Minister Rick Wilson toured Chinatown with Edmonton's mayor.
It's tough. It's not a place that you want your kids to be, I'll tell you that for sure. But I think if we work together on this, we're going to make this better.
Wilson says $30 million in provincial money is paying for more than 400 new treatment, housing and stabilization beds in the Edmonton region, including an 18-bed integrated stabilization center inside police headquarters that will open later this summer. Police will have the power under the Alberta Gaming, Liquor and Cannabis Act to detain people on drugs or alcohol they believe pose a risk to themselves or the public.
We're going to have our recovery coaches there. There's going to be people from nursing that are going to be there. So these people now will be able to monitor them.
It will be a secure but non-criminal space where people can be held for up to 24 hours.
Once stabilized by Recovery Alberta medical team, the intention of the ISC will be diversion. Diversion away from the justice system, connecting individuals to voluntary treatments, supports that meet their unique needs in that moment.
Provincial health data suggests more than half of Alberta's opioid-related deaths now happen in Edmonton. While the crisis impacts people from all walks of life, the detox facility will likely be for people living on the street who are disproportionately Indigenous.
You're being arrested and taken to police HQ and put in a room and monitored with a camera until you can sober up.
Well, part of the problem was these people would be left on the street before and possibly die.
The mayor says if the province was only announcing the stabilization center, he may not have supported it.
We should not look at these in isolation. That is one tool in a host of many tools being announced today. That's what gives me hope.
The province is building what it calls compassionate intervention facilities in Edmonton and Calgary for involuntary addiction treatment, set to open in about 18 months. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A new round of Trump tariffs is looming over discussions of unity, healthcare, and affordability on the second day of a meeting of Canada's premiers in Charlottetown. Prince Edward Island's premier says the group supports a strong and united Canada. Doug Ford says Ontario has an everything-on-the-table approach to trade negotiations with the United States. He wants to see all the other provinces do the same. The premiers will meet with Prime Minister Mark Carney tomorrow. Premier Danielle Smith says she remains hopeful the PM can make a deal with Trump before the 28-day tariff deadline.
I think that the Prime Minister has heard from us that we would we want to make sure that we get a good deal that is comprehensive and covers all of those outstanding issues, and I think that I hope that that's what he's working towards.
The premiers also discussed a proposed eastern oil pipeline to Ontario that Smith and Ford have been promoting. Smith says her priority is still building another West Coast pipeline. With more rain in the forecast, one auto shop is warning drivers about the hazards of water. CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti has more on the costly damage it can do to your vehicle.
This is what Braden Scherger saw when he was leaving K-Days Saturday night. People stuck on a flooded underpass on the Yellowhead and 82nd Street.
It's pretty deep. I'd say it was at least 4 to 5 feet deep there.
For him, driving through wasn't an option.
You see people trying to go through and you're just, kind of thinking, yeah, it's a little risky for sure.
Optimum Auto Service has been busy dealing with that risk. The auto shop says more than a dozen cars have come in recently with water damage from flooding.
The damage depends on a few factors: the depth of the water, how long the vehicle's been submerged, if the client decides to start the vehicle after it's stalled out on them.
He says starting your vehicle while submerged is the worst thing you can do, as it sucks water into the air intake. No matter the amount, these mechanics say water isn't safe for your car.
You have water contamination that's going to damage the fluids and everything, so there are long-term issues that you will see in the future. Even if you decide to drive it currently and everything's driving good, you might see symptoms down the line.
Pushing your limits will cost you anywhere from $200 to thousands, he says.
If there is extensive electrical damage or hydrolocking where the engine needs to be replaced, that can go anywhere from $5,000, $10,000, $15,000.
To avoid that, the Alberta Motor Association says to think twice before driving into flooded roads.
What do I see? And if I'm not sure, don't go through. Find an alternate route, drive around, rather than I think I can get through, and then you get stuck.
If you see cars ahead of you wading into the water, don't let peer pressure get to you.
It still comes down to don't let other drivers pressure you into something that you're not sure about.
Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
The City of Edmonton is reminding people wearing a life jacket is more than a suggestion. In many cases, it's the law. Anyone using a boat, floaty, or paddleboard is required to wear a life jacket while on the river in Edmonton. You could receive a $250 ticket if you don't. Data from the Alberta Life Saving Society shows since 2015, an average of 44 people have drowned every year in Alberta. 70% of those deaths happen in lakes or rivers. The Society is reminding people many bodies of water are deeper than usual because of the amount of rain the province has received so far this summer. The Society says you should never swim alone.
100% of drowning deaths in children under 5 years old in Alberta are due to distracted supervision or lack of supervision. So we really recommend that you're watching your children closely and you're keeping them with you within arm's reach at all times.
The third week of July is National Drowning Prevention Week because that's usually when the most drownings occur in Canada. Coming up next, the weather is getting warmer and Edmonton is activating its extreme weather response to help. And also just ahead, one of Alberta's most accomplished triathletes celebrates a milestone win.
To have the Prime Minister recognize results like this from Canadian athletes is just good for sport in Canada, and I'm super proud.
Taking a look at the forecast coming up, it is heating up and clearing out. We actually saw some blue sky towards the end of the afternoon and the evening, so air quality improving. We made it to 29. We could be even warmer for the next couple of days. A forecast you want to look out for because there's also a risk of thunderstorms come the weekend. I have all those details coming up.
The City of Edmonton is preparing for higher temperatures by activating its extreme heat response. That allows people to get water at various city locations. Peace officers will also carry water bottles to give to people in need. Libraries, pools, and recreation centers are open to anyone who wants to come in and get some shade. Parks Canada says more than half of the 374 properties destroyed in the Jasper wildfire are approved or have been rebuilt. Parks Canada released its report into the recovery 2 years since wildfires destroyed parts of Jasper. It provides status updates on dozens of recovery categories. Many of the damaged park facilities have been repaired. Hazards on trails, roadways, and visitor areas have also been cleared. 1,600 front country campsites are open. That's about 80% of what was available before the wildfires. The report also says it's estimated about 2.1 million people visited the park last year. That's still below pre-wildfire levels. More chaos in the Middle East is causing oil prices to climb. Rebels in Yemen say they've cut off a key shipping route that was being used as a workaround for the Strait of Hormuz. CTV's Tyler Barrow explains.
The conflict in the Middle East is widening. The war, which started in Iran and led to trade disruption through the Strait of Hormuz, now has Yemen's Houthi rebels involved. The rebels say they have closed off the Bab el-Mandab Strait. It is a vital passage to get product to Asia. Both the UAE and Saudi Arabia were exporting millions of barrels daily through the strait.
Key workarounds that helped offset the loss of oil from the Strait of Hormuz. So now that workaround is also under threat.
This now has lifted West Texas intermediate prices from around $67 a barrel at the beginning of July to just under $87, and it sounds like it will keep climbing.
I mean, I think on the face of it, I would say oil prices should be moving higher, but again, we don't know how President Trump's going to respond.
While the world waits on whatever Trump says or ends up doing, it has woken up to the rebel group. This military expert describes them as a proxy for Iran to challenge Saudi Arabia.
What is clearly being indicated that this conflict, that the Iranians have the ability to, in fact, cause a lot more pain than the immediate area where the Americans are attacking.
And drivers should brace for gas prices cutting deeper into their pockets.
We will see prices at the pump move back up again to reflect the higher feedstock prices associated with rising oil prices.
Trump's ongoing war with no end in sight has become a pain point for consumers.
It's very frustrating because, like, what's the deal? I mean, and I got to blame the orange clown in Washington.
It's kind of frustrating more so because you never know day to day what it's going to cost.
Something that's out of our control, but we really want prices to go down. You know, it's just gone insane.
In the latest budget tabled in February, the province's projected price for West Texas Intermediate was $60.50 US a barrel. It is set to unveil an updated forecast by the end of August. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
The province recently rolled out its energy rebate to help offset the impact of high oil prices. In a statement to CTV News, it did not provide clarity on whether Albertans can expect further help. One of Alberta's most accomplished triathletes is celebrating a milestone victory. Paula Findlay won her first full-distance Ironman race, finishing in 8 hours and 47 minutes. She finished almost 4 minutes ahead of second place. The Ironman is an almost 4-kilometer swim, a 180-kilometer bike ride, and then a 42-kilometer marathon. This race is Findlay's first ever attempt at the full distance. Prime Minister Mark Carney congratulated her on social media, calling her performance an inspiration for Canadians.
Have the Prime Minister recognize results like this from Canadian athletes is just good for sport in Canada. And I'm super proud that, he was able to notice that I did it and then, bring some attention to it. Winning it is just crazy. It's gotten more attention than I ever thought it would. I think people have followed my career, or a lot of people have followed my career for the last 20 years. And to still be having results at this level on this stage is kind of mind-blowing for a lot of people, and me included.
This win secures Findlay a spot in the Ironman World Championship in Hawaii this October. Coming up after the break, an exhibition celebrates an art collection found in an unlikely place.
It can shorten their stay in hospitals. It can lower blood pressure, and it can lower their cortisol level.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Well, a little bit of a turnaround today as far as air quality. We did see an improvement. We saw a little bit of blue sky, and the temperature jumped up. Let's take a look at our almanac for today. We made it up to 29, average seasonal high, 24, and we remain above that for the extended forecast, but not as hot as today or the next couple of days. It will drop off a little bit towards the weekend and next week, but still, again, remaining above seasonal. So a pretty warm forecast coming our way. Air quality, we ended off at a 3, so a low health risk. For tomorrow, could be a moderate health risk once again. So really monitor how you feel when you are outside. Areas to the north, northeast, still a moderate health risk, slightly worse than us. And then to the west and northwest, better air quality as we go throughout Thursday. So conditions are improving. That is good. But now we've got the heat to deal with. Again, we made it to 29 degrees. Medicine Hat, 32, 31 in Lethbridge, 31 for Jasper and Grand Prairie. So we felt the heat throughout the province. Fort McMurray not popping up, but made it up to 27. As we take a look at the futurecast, areas north of Fort McMurray throughout the early morning hours could see some storms, and then a chance of scattered showers in the morning and then into the afternoon as well. Areas to the north and northeast, Fort McMurray around Cold Lake, could see some scattered thunderstorms. For us here in Edmonton, though, we should be on the mostly sunny sky side as we go throughout the day for tomorrow. And then as we get into Friday, it starts to fall apart just a little bit. We'll talk about that shortly. Fort McMurray, again, there's a risk of thunderstorms through the early morning hours, and then tomorrow afternoon, Lac La Biche as well. Still feeling the heat, but slightly cooler. Cold Lake and Vegreville, right around 30 degrees. Calgary, 31. Lethbridge, 33. And Medicine Hat, possibly 35. Calgary, Lethbridge, Medicine Hat are under a heat warning. As we take a look at the 5-day forecast, 30 for us. Could see some fog in the morning, becoming a little bit breezy into the afternoon. 31 Friday, 30% chance of some late day thunderstorms. So starting to see that pop up a little bit, but it's Saturday where we need to watch out for 28 and a 40% chance we could see some scattered thunderstorms mid and late day, which could be an issue because we've got a lot of heat. We could see quite the storm, so we'll keep an eye on that still. 25 Sunday, 25 Monday, or 10-day forecast remaining above seasonal with temperatures in the mid-20s throughout the rest of next week.
Contract talks are back on between WestJet and its flight attendants union. The two sides are meeting in Calgary. The union says WestJet's flight attendants are among the lowest paid. It says each flight attendant works up to 35 unpaid hours a month. The airline says its hourly wage is created to compensate every hour its flight attendants work. Last week, flight attendants voted overwhelmingly in favor of a strike. The earliest a strike could happen is August 2nd. NAV Canada says flight delays linked to air traffic control issues are way down compared to last year. The Air Navigation Corporation looked at the number of flights at 4 airports impacted last year by either its own staffing or its own equipment. From May through the beginning of July, there was a 91% drop in flight delays year over year. Doctors, patients, and artists are celebrating 40 years of art at the University of Alberta Hospital. The milestone is being marked with a new exhibition at the McMullen Gallery called While We Wait and Heal. CTV's Noah Rashog reports.
And what a difference the art can make.
At the University of Alberta Hospital, art is healing more than just the soul. The McMullen Art Gallery is celebrating an anniversary with a new exhibition.
We're celebrating a huge milestone at McMullen Gallery. It's the 40th anniversary of the gallery and also of the hospital's art collection.
The theme of the collection is, of the exhibition is the community that helped build the collection over the last 40 years, as well as the diversity of the collection.
The exhibition is a celebration of art. Each piece is the personal favorite of one of the donors, staff, or friends of the University Hospital Foundation's program that oversees the collection. Over those 40 years, the art has had an impact on patients like Pamela Krienkum, who recalls a breakthrough moment in the gallery.
A piece that said, love yourself intensely, immensely, indefinitely, and for some reason that really stuck with me, and that actually carried me for about 10 years. I made it into posters, I made it the background of my phone.
The art is more than just something pretty for patients to look at. Studies show that having art in a hospital actually has a physiological effect on a patient's well-being.
It can shorten their stay in hospitals, it can lower blood pressure, and it can lower their cortisol level.
Dr. Aronik is an acclaimed neurosurgeon. One of his wards is decorated with clinical precision. He hopes to put his patients and staff at ease in a stressful setting.
All the hospitals that I had ever been involved with, and many that I'm still involved with are very clinical. White walls and that antiseptic smell. So this was a departure.
Whether it's lowering stress levels or lifting spirits, 40 years of the art program at the hospital is a reminder that healing comes in many forms. Noah Rashog, CTV News, Edmonton.
Thanks for watching us tonight. For the latest news anytime, visit our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca. Thank you for spending your time here. Have a good night.